Hello my dear learners, welcome to my channel. In this video series, you will learn the Java programming language with a practical demonstration. In this video, we will learn data type conversion in the Java. So dear friends, it is the most important and very interesting topic of the Java. So to understand the conversion, you should aware with the data types of Java. So if you are not aware with the Java data types, you can learn from the video related to the data type which is available in my playlist. So without wasting much time, let's get started to understand the data type conversion with practical demonstration. So as we know, in the Java there are various data types available, right? So you can convert one data type to another data type using data type conversion. That we will discuss in this video how to do it. There will be two types of conversion. One is a widening conversion, another one is a narrowing conversion. So what I am doing is I am just creating a file. In that file I have created a class name is data type conversion 1, and what I am doing is I am just saving a file in the particular folder. Say for example, in the D drive Java folder, created a class with the name. In that class I have written a main method, and in the main method what I am doing is I am just creating a variable with integer number equal to 10. So number is a variable and integer is a data type of the particular variable, right? So integer is a data type available. Next what I am doing is I just want to print now. So what I am doing is I am just printing system.out.println. What I am doing is I first of most I just want to print a value of the variable. So I have just opened the CMD over here and I move to the particular folder. Say for example D drive. In the Java folder I am compiling the file with javac data type conversion.java. Okay, I'm just finding the file, but it is not available. I think the file is not available in the particular location. So let me just check it. In the D drive, in the Java folder, do I have the... Okay, there is a mistake in the save the file. So I have just changed the name of the file. Now the file name is data type conversion 1. So I am compiling the file javac data type conversion 1.java. I am pressing enter now. So the file is compiled now, and now I am going to run the file with java command java data type conversion. So as an output, as we know, as an output we are getting 10, right? So we have just printed over here. In the next line what I am doing is I am just printing the number into number. So I just want to print the square of the value. So now I'm just saving the file with, say for example, data type conversion 1.java. Okay, so in the print I have written number into number. It means I just want to print the square. So compile it again and run it again. So okay, so I just need to provide /n over here, and okay, with the println statement I am writing, what I am writing is number into number plus is square. Say for example we know that plus is the concatenation operator with a string, and I am just concatenating with another plus number. So final output will be, say for example, 100 is a square of 10. Okay, so let me compile it and run it again. See, in the output we will have 100 is a square of 10. So that is what we have written as an output. With the plus operator it is a concatenation, with the into operator it is a asterisk sign is the operator. So now in the line number 6 what I am doing is I am just changing the value of the println. say for example addition equal to number plus number. Now I just want to add the values. So compile it again, and when we want to run it, the output will be of addition equal to, you can see in the output addition equal to 1010. So there is not doing any addition over here. It should be add two values, but it is not adding. What the Java is done, Java has concatenating the value. So now what I have to do is I just need to provide the bracket over there, right? So now we will have in the output addition equal to 20. So that bracket we have given is a priority, right? So for example, say for example in the line number 7 I am writing the code, say for example number plus string value. So you can see over there in the line number 6 and line number 7 I have processed first, then after I have concatenating with the string. So these both line will give you the different output. Say for example in line number 6 we got the output as addition equal to 20, and in the line number 7, right, I am just changing the value. Say for example is addition, so this number plus number is written before the concatenating operator, and in the line number 6 number plus number is written after the concatenating operator plus. These both line has given us the different output because the process is done after the plus operator and before the concatenation operator. So output will be total different because it is working differently. As I told you before plus operator, now in the line number 8 what I am doing is I am just changing the value with number plus string equal to plus number. So these are totally different. Line number 8 is what I have done with the concatenation operator with a string, right? Say for example as we compile the file, as we run the file, now we got the output 20 equal 20. So these 20 is taking from number plus number, and equal to is the static value, and this number plus number will give you the priority based. Suppose if I am removing the priority, now the output will be different. Say for example 20 equal to 1010, that is what the output is. But what actually we want is we want the actual value of the addition. So for that what we need to do is we need to give the priority to the particular value. Okay, so this was just a basic experiment on the plus operator and arithmetic operator. So what I am doing is now, so as you can see in my screen, I have opened theoretical material. In the screen you can see there are two type of data type available, primitive data type and non-primitive data type. In the primitive data type there are two types, numeric and non-numeric, and in the numeric type there are two different types of available, like as a first is a integer, another is a floating point. In the integer we will have byte, short, integer and long, and in the floating point we will have double and float. In the non-numeric we will have character and boolean. And on this part, on the non-primitive data type we have the string, arrays and user defined class. These three are the non-primitive data types available in the Java. So now what I am doing is I am just creating another file to give you the demonstration of data type conversion. So before starting to code, what I am doing is I am just going to tell you that the bytes of the type. Say for example double variable will occupy 8 bytes, a float variable will occupy 4 bytes, a long variable will occupy 8 bytes, a integer variable will occupy 4 bytes, a short and character will also occupy 2 bytes and 2 bytes, and a byte variable can store a 1 byte and can be occupy a 1 byte in the memory. So in the next diagram, here I have given another diagram. Say for example, double variable can occupy 8 byte equal to 64 bits. It is a sign bit. Float variable can occupy 4 byte equal to 32 bits. Sign bit. Long variable will be occupy 8 bytes, 64 bit. Integer variable will occupy 4 bytes equal to 32 bits, a sign bit. In the integer, we have two types, short and character. Short also occupy 2 bytes and character also occupy 2 bytes. And a byte variable will occupy only 1 byte. It means a 8 bit. So this data type conversion is totally depends on the type of data and the bytes that can be created in the memory, in the computer memory, right? When we create a variable, the variable will be created in the computer memory and will occupy the particular memory. Say for example, if you have created a double variable, then that variable will occupy total 8 bytes in the computer memory. So these all are the primitive data type and its relation. Say for example, a double variable can store the value of float, long and integer. A float variable can store the value of integer, right? Uh, say for example, if you have a big container, then you can store the small container into one big container, right? Vice versa, you cannot do. So likewise in the variable, if you have the double variable, you can store the float value and integer value. But if you have the integer variable, so you cannot directly store the long value and double value in the integer variable. You can do it via narrowing conversion. So let's start to learn some theoretical points. Say for example, integer variable, integer type can have the byte variable, the short variable, the integer variable, and a long variable. These four types, byte, short, integer, and long. These four types covered into the integer value, and byte will occupy 1 byte, short will occupy 2 byte, integer variable will occupy 4 byte, and long variable will occupy 8 bytes in the memory. So in the floating point, we have the data type name as a float and a double, right? So say float variable will occupy 4 bytes and double variable will occupy 8 bytes. Say for example, third type we have as a character. So in the character variable will occupy 2 bytes, and as a fourth type we have the boolean value. So a boolean variable, say for example, I am writing over here boolean. Okay, a boolean variable will occupy a true or false value, and it is just for the 1 byte only. So let's understand the concept of data type conversion with practically. So what I have done is I have created a class name as data type conversion 1, and I am saving the file name as data type conversion 2.java, and the class name is also data type conversion 2. I am just removing the code. Now as we can see in the code, the class is created, and in that class what I have written is just a main method. So now I am just compiling the file and run the file. It is okay now. Okay, so what I am doing is I am just creating a variable with a byte data type. So for example, byte b equal to, say for example, let's take a value 100. Okay, So byte b equal to 100. Now I just want to print the value first. So system.out.println, and in that method I am just passing a b as a parameter. So I am just getting the output as a 100. Okay, so the byte variable has 100 value. Now what I will do is I will just give the value name as 128. So byte variable has the particular range. It will give you an error. Say for example, it is incompatible type. The error is incompatible type. Possibly logic conversion from the integer to byte. So this 128 value cannot be stored in the B, because the B is a byte variable and byte data type has its particular range. Say for example, byte has -128 to 127 value. So here what you need to do is you need to convert this value into the particular data type. If you are routing 128, it means it is an integer type, integer value, right? So now what you need to do is you need to convert it with the byte. So before the value you can write in the round bracket particular data type. So this is just a syntax to how to convert a value to any data type, right? Say for example, what we have done over here is 128 is an integer value, right? And b is a byte value, so integer cannot be cast to the byte, so we need to cast it by explicitly. So this is what we have done with explicitly conversion. It is also called a narrowing conversion. Okay, so as you can see in the output now, the value is printing is -128. So what the Java is doing over here is Java is working like as a cycle. So if you provide 128, it means that this 128 cannot store in the byte variable. So what is the range of byte variable is? The range of byte variable is -128 to 127, and you have given 128. So this will goes to like as a last value to first value. So it is the output is -128. So it is something like that. If you provide the next value, say next value to the range, it will goes to the particular cycle and goes to the first value of the range. Say for example, what I am doing over here is I am just changing the value to 130. Say for example, now I have changed the value 128 to 130. So 130 is integer value, we converted into the byte. It is called a narrowing explicit conversion. So the output is -126. Now you can say, you can imagine like that, after 128, 127 value, 128 will be of -128, 129 will be of -127, and 130 will be the value of -126. So it is just going as a cycle. So now what I am doing is I am just changing the value to 256. So my dear learners, you can guess the output in your mind. What will be the output of 156? Now compile it and run it. You will get the 0 value, because when you goes to step by step as a cycle, you will provide 256 as a value and convert it to the byte. So byte will give you the 0 value, because the range of the byte is -128 to 0 to 127. So total there is a 256 value you can store, right? So if you provide the 256 and convert to the byte, it will provide the 0. I hope you learn and understand these concept very thoroughly. Now what I am doing is I have just copy and paste a line of code over here. So let me just paste it another time, so you will have the proper idea what we have done in this example. So here I am writing it is an error because 130 cannot be stored in the byte variable, right? And what I am doing is I am just providing the conversion over here. it is called, say for example, on the line number 10 we have using the explicit conversion, right? So now what I am doing is I am just creating a new file, and I am saving the file with data type conversion 3.java. And in that class what I have written is, it is just a main method I have written. Now what I want to do is, I want to do another experiment to the on the data type conversion. Say for example, here I am creating a byte variable. Say for example, let's say byte number 1 equal to 10, and creating another variable byte number 2 equal to 20. Say for example. Now it is an interesting to understand this topic also. Now I just want to print the value. So I have written system.out.println number 1 plus number 2. So number 1 is byte variable, number 2 is a byte variable, and what we want to do is we just want to do the addition of the value. So now let's see what happened over here is, compile the file, run the file with Java data type conversion 3, you will have 30 over there. So number 1 is a byte value, number 2 is a byte value, and when you add the value there is also a byte value. So now what I am changing is number 1 equal to 100, number 2 equal to 200. So total the addition of these will be of 300 as an integer, but we have created a variable as a byte. So here the error occurred is incompatible type possible loss conversion from integer to byte, because the range of byte minus 128 to 127. So we need to convert it by the conversion. Now we got the output as 40, not a proper output. Say for example, what I am doing is I am just creating a variable integer sum equal to number 1 plus number 2, right? So now number 1 and number 2 is byte variable, and we want to store these value into the integer variable. So this is also a very interesting to learn that when you perform any mathematical operation on the byte value, it need to be convert into the integer value. It is done by Java implicitly. It's also called a widening conversion. Say for example, I am just compiling the file uh, and now run the file. Okay. So this is done. The sum is done, but we do not have printed anything though, so we are not getting in the output anything. Now what I am doing is I have just creating a variable as a byte. So now you can see 2 byte variable, there is an error of compatible type. When we compile the file, there is an error of compatible type, because what the Java is doing over here, 2 byte variable arithmetic with the byte will convert the into the integer. So when you do any arithmetic with a byte variable, so it will convert into the integer variable, and sum is a not integer variable. That's why we are getting the error. It is also called a type promotion, my dear friends. It is something like when you make any arithmetic of any 2 byte, any 2 variable, there are type promotion. It will be like as a converted into the integer. So now what I am doing is I am just commenting the line number 6 with the error code. Say for example, I have written over here, it will generate an error. Now in the next line what I am doing is I am just changing the byte to integer. So as we know, the arithmetic with byte variable will be type promotioned and generated an integer value, and integer value can store into the particular integer value. So sum is an integer value, and now here we can say it is an implicit, or we can say it is a widening conversion, and the process is doing over here is called a type promotion. The type is promoted from byte to integer implicitly, and it is called a automatic conversion also, because byte is converting into the integer automatically if you do any arithmetic with byte value. So now I just want to print it out. So system.out.println, and in the bracket I have just passing the variable sum. Compile it and run it again. You will have the 30 as an output now. So what we have done over here is created 2-byte variable. Then we have done with arithmetic with byte variable. If you done any arithmetic with byte variable, it will generate an integer value, and that integer value will store into the integer variable also. So here what I am writing is, I have just copied and pasted over here byte sum equal to number 1 plus number 2, and that I just created a same variable with number 1, that is a byte variable, and number 2 is also an byte variable. Now what I am doing is, now I just want to remain the value as the same. Say for example, byte value will remain the byte. So we need to do it explicitly. It is also called a narrowing conversion. So as you know, number 1 plus number 2, if you do with the byte value any arithmetic, it will convert into the integer value. But now we do not want to convert it as an integer. We want to remain the same with byte, so we need to convert it by explicitly, or you can say with the narrowing conversion also. So now compile the file, and what we are getting in the output is also a incompatible type. Okay. So I just change the variable name sum to sum1 and sum2. So I am just compiling the file conversion 3. So I am getting the error over here. So just I need to provide the priority in the bracket. So I have just compiled the file and run the file. We are getting 30, right? So in the line number 10, what I have done is, I have just given the priority to the arithmetic, and then we have converted this integer value to the byte. So as we know now, any arithmetic with byte will converted by integer, and what we have done is, we have converted that integer value to the byte, and now you can store that particular value as a byte variable. So in the line number 10, I am just doing some another experiment. Say for example, I have converted in the line number 13, I have converted every variable as an byte, and now what I have done is, I have created a variable sum3, and I am just printing it. So you can see the error is occurred. There are also a possible lossy conversion, because this is not the way to convert the byte variable, right? So number 1 is also a byte, number 2 is also a byte variable, and that is not the possible way to do in the Java. You can do it by explicitly as given in the line number 10. So what I am creating is, I am just creating a new file, and let's understand the topic data type conversion. Say for example, if you have any byte variable, so this byte variable, if you convert your byte variable to short, integer and long, it's called implicit conversion. Say for example, if you have any variable as a byte and you convert it into the short, integer or long, it's called implicit conversion. So let's have the list of one by one. If you have any short variable, And if you convert this short variable to integer and long, it's called implicit conversion. Next, if you have any integer variable and you convert it into the long, it's implicit conversion. These all are the implicit conversion. Can be do automatically by the Java. If you have the float variable and the double variable, and the float variable can be converted into double implicitly. So the byte variable, say for example, the byte variable can be converted to short, integer and long. It's called a implicit conversion. Now let's have the list of explicit. Say for example, if you have any variable as a long and you need to convert it to the integer, short, byte, it's called a explicit conversion. So you need to do it explicitly, right? So if you have any integer variable and you can convert into the short and byte, it's called explicit conversion. Next, if you have any short variable and if you want to convert to the byte, you need to do it by explicitly. So it's also called an explicit conversion. If you have a double variable and as a double variable you need if you want to convert into the float, it is also done by explicit conversion. If you have a float variable, say for example, and you need to convert it, say for example, if you have the float variable and you need to convert it to the long, integer, short and byte, it should be done by explicitly. Say for example, what we have done, float to short, long, integer and byte, it's need to do with explicit conversion. And at last, if you have the double variable and you need to convert to the long, integer, short, byte. So if you have the double variable and you need to convert it into the float, if you want to convert it into the a long, integer, short and a byte, it's will be done by explicit conversion. So this is just a basic of conversion, data type conversion. I have another experiment also with the Java data type conversion. These experiment I will give you in the next video. Okay, so our next video will be also on the data type conversion. So that's all from my side, guys. In the next video I will show you another experiment of data type conversion. Okay, so please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, guys.